Hi, I'm Dr. Olive Chen, and teaching psychology at Preston University has been my life for the past decade. You know that feeling when everything seems perfect on the surface? That was my life, or so I thought. Have you seen the analysis Sophia submitted? Her understanding of cognitive behavioral patterns is remarkable. She's definitely one of our brightest, Dr. Chen. Sarah, my teaching assistant, nodded while organizing student papers on my desk. I barely need to review her work. I smiled, watching Sophia Williams through my office window as she discussed her research with other students. My star pupil had that special spark I recognized from my own college days. Speaking of remarkable, your husband dropped by earlier. Sarah hesitated. Dr. Reed was asking about next week's student presentations. Ah, Marcus, 8 years of marriage to a fellow academic should have been intellectually stimulating. But lately, something felt off. The chemistry professor, ironic, given his department, had become distant, distracted. Olive, got a minute? Emma Walsh, my closest colleague, poked her head into my office. Can we grab coffee? At the campus cafe, Emma stirred her latte nervously. You know Professor Torres is considering Sophia for the summer research grant? Yes, David mentioned it. She's perfect for the position. Marcus seemed very invested in the decision when it came up in the faculty meeting. The way she emphasized invested made me pause. What do you mean? Just an observation. He's been attending a lot of undergraduate presentations lately. Before I could respond, my phone buzzed. An email from Dr. Patricia Reynolds, Marcus's former colleague from State University. Hi, Olive. I've been meaning to reach out. There's something you should know about Marcus's time here. Some patterns are hard to break. Call me when you can. Everything okay? Emma leaned forward, concern etched on her face. I stared at the cryptic message, my stomach knotting. I'm not sure. But Patricia never reaches out unless it's important. The cafe bustled around us, but I barely noticed. In my 10 years of teaching, I'd learned to spot patterns in human behavior. Now, watching Marcus through the cafe window as he coincidentally crossed paths with Sophia near the science building, I couldn't ignore the warning signs anymore. There's history there, isn't there? With Marcus at State? I asked Emma. She gripped her coffee cup tighter. Let's just say Patricia's email isn't surprising to some of us. The perfect facade was starting to crack, and somehow my star student was at the center of it all. I just didn't know how deep this pattern went. Yet. Look, I've kept quiet long enough. When I called Patricia this morning, she connected me with someone. Jennifer from State University. Another student? She was his research assistant 5 years ago. Olive, she sent me proof. Emails, photos of them together. Just then, Sarah rushed in, face flushed. You need to see this. I was organizing lab schedules when I noticed something weird. Dr. Reed and Sophia have been meeting in the chemistry lab after hours. 3 times this week. My hands trembled. Maybe it's about her chemistry minor? No one else is ever there. And yesterday, I saw them leaving together. He was touching her shoulder, standing way too close. Emma gripped my arm. After Jennifer talked to me, she reached out to others from State. One by one, they started coming forward. Rebecca was first. She was a senior when it happened. My laptop pinged. An email from Rebecca. Dr. Chen, I know this is unexpected, but after speaking with Jennifer and Patricia, I had to reach out. Your husband, he has a pattern. I wasn't his first student, and I wasn't his last. There's more. Sarah pulled out her phone. I found these on the department's shared drive. Someone forgot to log out. Messages between Marcus and Sophia filled the screen. Can't stop thinking about yesterday. Your passion for science is intoxicating. Marcus. You understand me in a way no one else does. Not even Dr. Chen. Sophia. Meet me in the lab tonight. I have something special to show you. Marcus. What about your wife? Sophia. She's clueless, too busy with her perfect academic life to notice anything. Marcus. Emma squeezed my shoulder. Rebecca said 2 others might come forward. Claire and Amanda. They've been silent for years, but seeing the same pattern with Sophia, I trusted him. I trusted them both. My voice cracked. It's not your fault, Sarah said firmly. But now we have evidence. Real evidence. My phone buzzed with another email, this time from Claire. Dr. Chen, Rebecca told us you needed to know the truth. We're ready to help stop him before another student gets hurt. The pattern Patricia warned me about wasn't just a pattern. It was a predator's playbook, and my star student was his latest target. Does this progression feel more natural and logical to you? The victims appear gradually after Jennifer first speaks up, creating a more realistic chain of events. The next morning, I sat in my office with Emma and Sarah, reading through emails from Marcus's past. He started with small gestures, extra help after class, coffee to discuss my future. I didn't see the pattern until it was too late. Rebecca's voice shook over the speakerphone. Same with me, Claire chimed in. He'd say things like, "You're different from the others," and "Your wife doesn't understand your potential." Almost word for word what he's telling Sophia. What happened when you refused him? I asked, dreading the answer. Suddenly, my research opportunities disappeared. He made sure of that. Sarah burst through the door, out of breath. You need to come to the chemistry building, now! We rushed across campus. Sarah pointed through Marcus's office window. Inside, he had Sophia cornered against his desk, his hand on her waist. I've got this on video, Sarah whispered, holding up her phone. Get Professor Torres, I hissed to Emma. Now! Minutes later, David Torres stormed down the hallway. Inside the office, Marcus jumped away from Sophia. What's the meaning of this? David's voice boomed. We were just discussing her research project. Marcus straightened his shirt. Like you discussed research with me? Jennifer stepped out from behind David. I hadn't even known she'd flown in. Jennifer? Marcus paled. And me, Claire appeared. Don't forget me, Rebecca joined them. Marcus backed away. This is ridiculous. These are false accusations. We have proof. I stepped forward. Every email, every message, every meeting. And now, thanks to Sarah, we have video evidence. You really think anyone will believe a bunch of bitter ex-students? Marcus sneered. They'll believe this. Emma held up a USB drive. Every correspondence, every grade change, every private meeting logged in the university system. Patricia kept copies of everything from State University. You can't do this to me, Marcus sputtered. My career. Your career? David's face reddened. You've been preying on students for years, and you're worried about your career. Dr. Chen, Sophia started. Save it. I cut her off. You're not his first, but you'll definitely be his last. Security is on their way. David glared at Marcus. The board wants to speak with you. Now. As security arrived, Marcus looked at me pleadingly. Olive, please. The pattern ends here. I turned away as they escorted him out. David turned to the group. Ladies, the university lawyer would like to speak with all of you, and Marcus won't be stepping foot on this campus again. 1 week after the confrontation, I sat in the ethics committee hearing, surrounded by evidence of Marcus's decade-long pattern. We have statements from 7 universities. The committee chair shuffled through papers, each reporting similar incidents involving Dr. Reed and female students. He was asked to resign quietly from 3 institutions, another member added. Each time, he simply moved to another university. Not this time. David stood up. We're making all findings public. Every university, every incident. Emma squeezed my hand as Jennifer, Rebecca, Claire, and Amanda testified one by one. Their stories painted a devastating picture of manipulation and abuse of power. The board has already revoked his tenure, David announced. His research grants are suspended pending investigation. My phone buzzed with a text from Sarah. Sophia just dropped off a letter for you. Want me to bring it? Yes, I replied. The letter arrived during a break. Asterisk. Dear Dr. Chen, I'm transferring to Berkeley next semester. I can't face everyone knowing what happened. He told me I was special, different from the others. Now I know I was just next in line. I'm sorry for betraying your trust. You deserved better, both as my mentor and his wife. Sophia asterisk. The American Psychological Association has revoked his membership. Emma showed me her laptop. and 3 journals are retracting his published works. Good, Jennifer nodded firmly. He won't have anywhere to hide this time. The committee reconvened with their decision. Dr. Reed's employment is terminated, effective immediately. His actions warrant permanent disqualification from any academic position. Later that afternoon, David called me to his office. The tenure committee fast-tracked your application. Congratulations, Olive. You've earned this. I have an idea. I placed a proposal on his desk. A student protection initiative, clear guidelines for professor-student interactions, anonymous reporting system, mandatory background checks across universities. The board will approve it immediately. We're calling it the Chen Initiative. Through the window, I watched Marcus empty his office, box after box of his academic career ending up in the trash. Any regrets? Emma appeared beside me. Just one, that I didn't stop him sooner. You know, some of his former colleagues are calling this karma. Sarah joined us. His reputation's so destroyed, even community colleges won't touch him. Word travels fast in academia, David added. He's applied to 15 positions, all rejected. I watched Marcus carry his last box to his car. He looked up, caught my eye, and for a moment I saw the desperation of a man who'd lost everything. I heard he's working at a chemical supply warehouse now, Emma mentioned. Fitting. I turned away from the window. Time for my lecture on ethical behavior in professional relationships. Seems I'm now the expert on what not to do. The class would be packed. My story had become a cautionary tale. But more importantly, it had become a catalyst for change. No more patterns, no more predators, no more silence. What would you have done if you were in Dr. Chen's position? Would you have confronted Marcus and Sophia immediately upon finding the first suspicious messages? Or would you have gathered more evidence like she did? Was her methodical approach the right one? Or did waiting put other students at risk? Let me know what you would have done differently in this situation. Some say immediate confrontation could have stopped things sooner, while others believe evidence was crucial for real justice. Share your thoughts in the comments below. There's no right answer here, but your perspective might help someone facing a similar situation. If you want to hear more stories of justice and redemption, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Each story is unique, and your reactions help shape what stories come next. Stay strong, stay smart, and I'll see you in the next video.